It's not an easy thing to cook, and I think there's some risks involved. But anyway, here goes.
Welcome to Cebu Philippines. In this Philippines food vlog, we're going to do a food tour of Michelin Guide restaurants in Cebu. Cebu is home to 18 Michelin Guide restaurants, and we can't wait to share them with you.
If you're new to the Michelin Guide, here's a quick rundown. It was originally created way back in 1900 by the Michelin Tyre Company. Yes, the same guys behind the tyres, as a way to encourage people to drive more and therefore wear out more tyres. Over time, it evolved into the world's most prestigious restaurant guide, and today a Michelin rating can completely transform a restaurant's fortunes overnight. There are a few different tiers to know about. Michelin stars are the pinnacle. 1 star means high quality cooking worth a stop, 2 stars means excellent cooking worth a detour, and 3 stars means exceptional cuisine worth a special journey. Then there's Bib Gourmand, our personal favourite, which recognises restaurants that deliver outstanding food at great value prices. And then finally there's Michelin Selected category, which highlights quality restaurants that are simply worth knowing about. The Philippines is the newest arrival of the Michelin Guide in Asia. Its inaugural Michelin Guide was only launched in October 2025, making it one of the freshest food destinations on the Michelin map. So what you're about to see is genuinely on the cutting edge of the world's food scene. Let's get into it.
This is Esmen Carinderia. So it's a very authentic eatery in Cebu, and it is Michelin Bib Gourmand recognised. So it's been around for over 65 years, and it's an institution here in Cebu. So you're really going to get no frills, authentic experience here. It's a little bit hot and steamy, so we're right behind the vats where they're making their signature fish soup. So the fish soup uses porcupine fish. It looks like a type of pufferfish. Now, I remember years ago watching an episode of The Simpsons where Homer eats a pufferfish and they don't know whether he's going to die or not.
Concentrate. I want Fugu! I never heard of a poisoned pork chop.
It's not an easy thing to cook, and I think there's some risks involved as well. But anyway, here goes. You know, if it's been around for 65 years, it can't be doing too badly. The fish cooked in a broth, and it's got some tangy sour notes to it. I believe there's tamarind in there. So let's see how this goes. That fish just melts away so easily. That fish has a really nice, clean taste. It doesn't taste too fishy, and it just really melts in your mouth. Oh, that's really nice. I'm going to try some of the broth now. Wow, that broth is quite tangy, so I believe that's from the tamarind. And yeah, just an interesting dish, and it's just a real interesting experience being here. So it's a little bit chaotic, very rustic, and with great food. So if you want a really authentic Cebuano style dish that's Michelin recognized, come to Esmen Carinderia.
House of Lechon is a celebration of all things lechon, as well as Filipino cuisine in general. So we couldn't go past their most iconic and signature dish, the lechon. We got an eighth, which is a serving for one person. We've also got some hanging rice, also called Puso, and we've got one of their fruit shakes. So this is a Hello shake. And this all looks amazing. And this space, it's huge, and there's so many people here. They seem to move people in and out pretty quickly, and everyone's just coming in, eating together, having a great time. And I really love how they've served up the lechon on a pig head-shaped plate. That's very cute. So as you go in, you're guided through the restaurant, you're guided past a glass screen which has lechon behind it, like the whole roast pig, which is pretty impressive. And I really like the interior decor of this place as well. It's got a pretty islander theme, which is really nice. All right, so let's serve this up. The Puso is in a banana leaf here. I really love the presentation. They've kind of weaved together the banana leaf and then wrapped the rice in there. And then the lechon comes with the drippings of the pork. And you can also add vinegar to it, so they recommend that we do that. But I'll try just with the drippings on its own to begin with. I love the look of this lechon. So lechon is an iconic Filipino dish. It's a whole roast pork, and you can see this really tender, it's like flaking apart pieces of pork. And then you've got that crispy skin as well. So I'm just gonna try a bit of that pork there, get some rice. That has got so much flavour. The dripping's quite salty, quite savoury, goes so nicely with that pork and really brings out the flavour. And that pork just melts in your mouth. It is just so tender. And I'm really excited to have this pork skin as well. So nice and crunchy. They've got a few different flavours of fruit shakes here. So we've got the Hello Hello, which is an ube flavour. And they've got cornflakes on top, which is a nice little addition. Ooh. And it's so nice and sweet. And it kind of reminds me of like a dessert, a pudding. It's really nicely chilled, beautiful flavour and just the right amount of sweetness. And it was also really great value at 130 pesos. Lechon is really the iconic dish of Cebu, so it really is a must-eat in Cebu. And not only is House of Lechon Michelin Guide, but we got a personal recommendation from one of John's old work colleagues, Ian. So thank you, Ian, for recommending it. We really love this place.
Abli is a cute little restaurant that reimagines Cebuano cuisine. So they've got some innovative dishes here and they've got their own personal takes on traditional Filipino cuisine. So one of their major innovations and what they're really known for are their mortars. So this is their take on a Cebuano dessert. It's known as the murag torta or mortar for short. So this is a yama version. Yama is traditionally a candy that's made out of sweetened condensed milk and egg yolk. This mortar is a sponge cake and it's a pretty decent serving size as well. So, and it looks like it's got some little shredded cheese on the outside. It looks very mouth-watering. Let's get a bit of everything there. Okay. There's some really great flavours going on there. So the cake itself is quite dense and quite sweet. And then you've got the, I guess this is more of a cream filling right here. And that's quite light and fluffy. And then you've got those crunchy caramel bits as well. Give it quite a crunchy texture and even more sweetness. And you can get a whole range of different mortar flavors. So there's ube flavor, there's mocha flavor, tiramisu flavor. So many great options to choose from. And mortar is traditionally served sweet, but there is also a savory option. And I found a little surprise in the middle. So there's a gooey part, and I believe that's the yama custard. So that yama in the middle was a real surprise, a very sweet and condensed milk type surprise. Bicol Express is one of my favorite dishes in the Philippines so far. And so I'm really excited to try this. Let's have a look at it. So what makes this the crispy Cebu Express of the Bicol Express is that they've used lechon pork instead. So you've got that really crispy pork there. Sauce. So the sauce is a combination of coconut cream and shrimp paste as well. So it's quite tangy, it's quite salty, and also quite creamy. So let's try this. One thing I forgot to mention about the Bicol Express is that there's also a fair bit of chili in there. So that was one of the first things that hit me when I had a taste. So it's quite hot, definitely a tingle there. And that lechon, the inside part of the pork is just really juicy. That's beautiful.
Ato-ah is a modern Filipino restaurant which serves up Cebuano cuisine. So we've got a couple of their most popular dishes here. We've got the Kinilaw and we've also got the Humba, and they both look amazing. I love the plating of this place, and the restaurant is also really beautiful as well. It's very airy, very spacious. I love the decor. But really, it's all about the food. So Kinilaw is kind of like a Filipino ceviche, but it's cured in vinegar. And we've got it served with green mango and pomelo. And it's a southern bluefin tuna. So it looks so pretty. I love the vibrant pink color of the tuna. It just looks amazing. And the Humba is a braised pork dish, which is very popular in this island group of Visayas. So it's got a beautiful sauce there, which has soy sauce, vinegar, garlic, but what sets it apart is the addition of fermented black beans. So I'm really excited to have these two dishes. I'll start with the Kinilaw first. Oh wow, this just looks so beautiful. I love how the green mango and the pomelo is just finely diced there. And yeah, it's just so pretty. Okay. That fish seems really tender. That just melts in your mouth. It's so fresh and so tender. I really love ceviche, and discovering Kinilaw has been a real delight. I really love the little crunchy bursts from the green mango and the pomelo. It just really adds to the dish, and it is just so visually appealing and so tasty. So I'm really excited to have this Humba. This just looks like it's going to be really rich and tasty. I like that it's got whole cloves of garlic in there too. That looks quite nice. And some spring onion to garnish as well. Yum. The first thing I tasted was the star anise. So star anise is a very common ingredient to have in the Humba. And then it's also got brown sugar in it as well. So it gives it a nice bit of sweetness. That has a real depth of flavour. The pork is really tender. I love that fatty layer as well. It's really rich, deep, complex and delicious. We're at Paris Batchoy Food House, which is one of 6 Michelin Bib Gourmand restaurants in Cebu in 2026. And I'm really excited to be having their signature dish. So this is the beef Paris Batchoy. So it's a beef soup, it has noodles in it, it's got chicharron, egg, beef obviously, and then we've got cabbage, spring onion, and I think that might be peanuts as well. So this looks absolutely delicious. I was amazed at how quickly this came out. It's obviously very popular and they've got a lot on standby because we hardly got a chance to sit down and the food was already out for us. So this was 179 pesos and it is a really good serving size and it came out piping hot. So really excited to try this. Ooh, yeah, that's definitely piping hot. I think maybe you've got to wait a few minutes so it doesn't burn the roof of your mouth, but that flavour is just phenomenal. It's a really rich, kind of like a gravy. It's very thick. And then you've got these beautiful noodles in here. And I love chicharron, so that's like a pork crackling. It's got a bit of a crunch to it. Some beautiful eggs here as well. I just love everything about this dish. It's got a really rich, salty, savoury, very beef-heavy in the flavour. It's nice and warm. It's got those beautiful noodles in there. It's very visually appealing as well. So I can understand why it's in the Michelin Guide. Tasting the broth more, I could taste a distinct aniseed flavour. And I just looked through the broth here and I found the star anise. So I understand why it's got that beautiful, complex aniseed flavour.
This is Paris. It's another Michelin Guide restaurant in Cebu, and we've tried their signature dish, which is their original beef Paris. So Paris means pairing, and what the pairing is a traditional beef stew pairing with a beef broth and garlic rice. Now, I think that's garlic rice. There's definitely some fried garlic on top. So that looks nice, and this is really good value at 149 peso, and we upsized to 169 peso to get some iced tea as well. So I thought that was pretty great value. This restaurant's pretty unassuming. It looks like a fast food layout, some bright yellow colours here. Pretty pared back, but no, what they don't pare back is the flavour. So let's try this out. Oh, so you can see this is a really quite thick stew, and there's heaps of beef in here, and I can see some shallots there too. That broth has so much flavour to it. It is a star anise soy broth, so you get that very distinct flavours of the star anise, like an aniseed, licoricey type flavour, and then that broth has a lot of savoury elements into it as well, and it is quite salty from the soy. Oh, that's so delicious, and that beef just melts in your mouth. That is really delicious. That'll pair really well with this rice. Now, I'm curious as to what this is. I don't know exactly what this is, but I'm going to find out. Okay, so that's my chili garlic sauce, so that's going to add an extra bit of umami flavour in there. So beef Paris is quite similar to Paris Batchoy. The main difference that I can see is that one is noodles based and the other one is just a meat broth served with rice. So I think they're the main differences. If there's more than that, please let me know in the comments. And it's also served with a calamansi just to give a little bit of extra tang.
Socarrat is a really cool Spanish Michelin Guide restaurant in Cebu, and they've got a great selection of Spanish dishes, including paella, tapas, as well as churros, which is coming later. But to start with, we've got a complimentary bread with a mango aioli. This just sounds absolutely divine. So I'm gonna just have a little bit now. I've never had a mango aioli before, but I am here for it. It gives a real tropical vibe and a creaminess, which goes really nicely with the bread. One of their tapas dishes has just arrived. This is Fritura Malagueña. It's a deep-fried squid and fish, and it comes served with aioli. And this presentation is really beautiful. So visually, this reminds me of the salt and pepper squid, which incidentally was the first ever dish that John and I shared when we started dating. I'm really excited to try this. So I'm gonna squeeze some lemon there. I really love how the aioli's been presented here with like the little blobs on the plate. And yeah, I wasn't expecting the aioli to be a green color, so that's quite interesting. So let's get some calamari and some fish, and I'll just dab a bit of the aioli on as well. That is so good. I really like that deep fried crumb on the outside. The squid is really nice and tender. It's got a little bit of chew to it as well, a nice bit of juiciness. The aioli is nice and creamy as well. This is absolutely delicious. Well, this paella is quite a spectacle. So they bring it out to you, it looks so beautifully presented, and then they prepare it for you. They cut up the octopus, they mash up the aioli and just mix it all together, and it just looks amazing. So it comes out piping hot. We've got the paella negra, which is the black squidding paella, and it has prawns, it has mussels, it's got octopus, fresh tuna in it as well. It just looks so amazing. I love that black colour from the squidding. So let's tuck in. I might just grab a little bit. Yum. Some tuna. Oh my goodness. This is really nice and salty and savoury. And then you've got that fresh seafood in there, which gives it a real taste of the sea. This is such a delicious dish, and it's quite hot as well. They've got a few different types of paella as well, so you can choose the variety that suits your tastes. They've even got vegetarian if you're into that. This is quite a feast, and this was the small size. So this serves 2 to 3 people. The large size serves even more, and it is just hearty and delicious. For dessert, we're having the churros con chocolate. So churros are John's favourite dessert. They are Spanish-style donuts. So they're long pieces of dough that are deep fried, a little bit of icing sugar to dust off, and we've got it with some molten chocolate. Beautiful. Oh, that's dusted with some cinnamon as well. So I'm really loving that cinnamon taste. That chocolate is nice and warm. It's just liquid and beautiful. And it just soaks into the churros so nicely.
The Pig and Palm is a Michelin Bib Gourmand restaurant in Cebu. So it's a little bit more upmarket. I'd say it's very upmarket. So we've just gone with one dish tonight because we've been eating all day for this food tour. Now, Pig and Palm have a tapas-style menu, so they recommend having a number of different plates to share. They've got small plates through to large plates, so this was one of their large plates. We've got one of their signature dishes, so this is their pork confit. It looks really pretty. It looks very stylish, so it comes with mashed potato. It also comes with some broccoli, some caramelized onion, and it's in an apple caramel glaze. So that sounds really awesome, and it's got a little bit of crackling as well. So this is pretty as a picture, and I feel bad that I'm going to have to break into this. Pig and Palm have been around for 10 years now, so they opened up in 2016. They have a British chef of quite well renowned, who is no stranger to Michelin level cuisine. Now, let's try this. Oh, that pork comes away really easily, and I'm going to get some of that lovely looking glaze. That pork confit is just really nice and tender. The apple caramel, it gives a really interesting element of flavour. So the caramel is quite tart from the apple flavour, and there's a little bit of sweetness there as well, but not too much. So I feel it balances out the saltiness of the pork really nicely. All right, I'm going to try some of this mash with broccoli. That mash is really creamy with a hint of saltiness. So a meal at the Pig and Palm isn't going to be cheap. So this was 1,200 peso, but you will have a great night with some amazing food. We hope you enjoyed our Michelin Guide food tour of Cebu. If you did, be sure to give us a like, and if you really loved it, give us a hype as well. We've got plenty more Philippines food and travel vlogs just like this, so if you like this content, make sure you subscribe. We are Bucket List Travellers. See you next time.